Okay, welcome everybody to the first edition of the Azure and AI Show for 2024. And this evening with me we have Prathap, who is just after me getting his MVP. Congratulations, Prathap.
Thank you so much,
And
Frank.
we have Dan Ray from Chicago with us today as well.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. So I'm going to start off with the features of generative AI workloads on Azure, and Dan is going to do some stuff with, what was the name of that, Dan?
It's Hey Jen.
Hey Jen. Sounds very interesting. So I'll just share my screen there, and okay, just a second. Share screen. So
Perfect.
can you see my PowerPoint there, Dan?
Yep.
So that's the first one. One second now. Slideshow from the beginning. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about some of the features of generative AI workloads on Azure. So in the realm of artificial intelligence, the advent of generative models have sparked unparalleled innovation across various industries. We've all heard about it in the last year. It's just tremendous. These models, capable of creating new content and data, have revolutionized the way we approach creativity, problem solving, and data generation. Microsoft Azure is a leading cloud computing platform, offers a rich array of features that I'm going to go through here, which specifically for generative AI workloads, um, like that empower developers and businesses to explore frontiers of AI-driven creativity. So let's dive into some of the features that harnessing the generative AI. So just the next slide. So we're looking at highly scalable infrastructure. So Azure provides a robust and scalable infrastructure that allows users to effortlessly scale their generative AI workloads based on the demand, leveraging Azure's vast computational resources. Developers can handle large-scale generative tasks um, effortlessly, ensuring seamless performance and quick turnaround time. If any of you used some of the models, you can see how fast like ChatGPT is when you just type it in, ask it something, boom, back it comes. So that's kind of like the highly scalable infrastructure. Oh, just to say one thing, like all these slides here, the pictures, they're all actually done by artificial intelligence. I used Microsoft Designer to give me these pictures, so they look incredible. So I have a few other ones as we go. So the next one is Azure Machine Learning Services. The platform offers comprehensive machine learning services that facilitates training, deployment, and management of generative models. Azure Machine Learning enables users to build sophisticated pipelines, experiments with various architectures, and it deploys models um, seamlessly through generative AI workflows. So that's the kind of overview of that. So the next one then is pre-trained models. I'm not going to deep down in them. I'm just giving an overview of some of them. So Azure hosts an array of pre-trained models and tools tailored for generative tasks, accelerating development and reducing time to market for AI projects. With access to models like GPT, generative pre-trained transformer, and tools such as Azure Cognitive Services, developers can kickstart their projects and fine-tune models according to specific requirements. So the next one, so we just cover Azure Cognitive Services. These services offer APIs for computer vision, natural learning processing, and speech recognition, among others. This suite can utilize in conjunction with generative models to enhance their capabilities, enabling tasks like content moderation, language translation, image generation, like all these pictures I have up on the screen, with remarkable accuracy. So like for this one here, I just went into um, Microsoft Designer and I just typed in Azure Cognitive Services, and this is what it gave back to me straight away. So it's moving on to the next one. So integration and Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks provide a collaborative environment for big data and AI workflows, integrating generative AI with Databricks. This allows for effective data processing, model training, and experimentation, fostering innovation and insights discovery within large data sets. So the security and the compliance part then is Azure prioritize security and compliance, offering robust measure of safeguards sensitive data and ensures regulatory adhesion with features like Azure confidential computing. Like users can deploy generative AI workloads in secure and protecting data throughout the entire process. So security is very big with Azure, like so. Just moving on to the next part of it, right? So cost-effective solutions. So like Azure has a flexible pricing model, like pay as you go. So when you just pay for, if you want to spin it up something there and just run it for a week and then shut it down again, so it doesn't cost you a fortune. So it makes an attractive choice for businesses of all sizes, and users can optimize costs by scaling resources based on their workload requirements, ensuring efficient resources utilization without compromising your performance. So like you can scale up to whatever size you want and you can shrink it back down again. So just to sum up or conclusion, generative AI and Azure present a powerful amalgamation of cutting-edge technology and robust infrastructure, empowering developers and businesses to explore endless possibilities of AI creativity. Like I've done, I'm using Microsoft Designer there this evening. I just created all these slides. So like this one, I typed in generative AI and Azure, and it came up with this one. So it's fantastic. All these generative AIs. So yeah, that's what I have for you. What do you think of that, Dan?
That's really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Copilot, when you get access to Copilot, Frank, that will
That would be
take it to
great.
the next level, because then I'm assuming you had to go to Microsoft Designer
Yeah.
type in a prompt, save the image, pull it into PowerPoint, something like that as a workflow?
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. So Copilot, when you get access to that, you'll be able to say, write me a generative AI PowerPoint, and it will create multiple slides for you already. And then even if you wanted to do the designer piece, to bring in your own creations, you already have those slides in place. It's really, really neat. You'll love it.
yeah, like these are really great images like that. It just pulled out in one go, like with just the heading up the top. I just typed in Azure cost effective solutions, and this is what it gave me. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I know how they've integrated it into Teams. I'm looking forward to if something like that with Designer happens with PowerPoint, where instead of having to go to Designer and just getting kind of like the generic, what do they call it, stock photos.
Yeah.
Once they have Designer, Microsoft Designer, as opposed to PowerPoint Designer integrated, it might be interesting to see how that changes PowerPoint usage too.
Yeah, I'd say like all these sites that have the stock images must be feeling the pinch, You
Yeah,
don't need to go there, You can design your own pictures.
yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, and headings and backgrounds and wallpapers and virtual backgrounds, and there's a lot that's possible with it, right?
Yeah. So that's only kind of one part of it that I just used there now, Microsoft Designer. So it's incredible.
Yeah, with LinkedIn, you can even take that PowerPoint and you can convert it into a document and share it on your profile or share it on the Microsoft Speakers Hub. That I've found a lot of the visual, beyond just images on LinkedIn, get a
Yeah.
lot of attention from people because then it's something they can download or, review on their own. Especially yours was very visual as opposed to, heavy with text. But,
Yeah.
you might even be able to put in some of the text into the slides so that when it's downloaded, it becomes something that somebody can consume as like a document as opposed to just a presentation.
Yeah.
And Copilot should help us with that too, where you could say, hey, take this presentation and make it into a Word document, or take this Word document and make it into a presentation.
Sure. That's great. I used LinkedIn this week, their AI thing, to design a post. So I put in a few prompts.
Okay.
That I'm doing a talk on the European SharePoint platform, and it just wrote out a paragraph for me. It was just perfect. Couldn't find any fault with it whatsoever. Great.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So we have a few people on the chat over there, some new faces I hadn't seen before. Hello, everybody. Let me just see there now. Can anyone share a direct link? Use that.
I just shared the StreamYard link in case anybody wants to join us.
I think 1 second, Stephen is on there. I'll just give a second and I'll see. He sent me a message. He probably wants a link to join us. Okay, I'll just give him the link there, Dan.
Sorry, I used the back button in the wrong browser tab.
Okay. Just Stephen is trying to join us there. I'll just give him a link there. 1 second.
Cool.
Even today I tried about hygiene, but my video is not stable. That's why it will be.
Okay. The upload that you like
uh,
your example video or something.
yeah, I just tried to upload with my mobile phone. So I mean, this video is not stable. That's why they took. So I tried 4 to 5 times, but it not take. So we need the stable video. So then sometimes I can try. That's I just leave it.
Yeah, and I think there was an option to either take the video or upload a video. I didn't have a
Upload a video.
3-minute to 4-minute video to
I
upload that
just
was just
record that. Yeah, I just record that video. So they're given some content. So if you want to, I mean, read that content, and then if you want to upload some content, so for the better understanding about sync and everything, they can understand the Hayami IA.
yeah, cool.
Mm.
And congratulations, Prathap. I know you got some great news this past week, right?
Yes, yes, 9th of this month. So even though I mean then, so I don't have that much hope. I'm contributed on different categories. Like before we are not before you nominated me, you told me about Pratap. You are contributed on different areas, not in two particular areas. Then I am on that day. So I don't have any belief that. So I got the MVP very soon. So in as of now, so I'm the youngest MVP holder from India.
And
Yeah.
which category was it? Azure?
In Azure AI, it will be Open AI and machine learning platform.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Mm.
Hey, Stephen.
Oh,
I'm really
Hiya, hiya,
hi
happy New
Stephen.
Year. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah,
Mm.
congratulations.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much, Stephen, bro.
yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Hiya, Frank, how you doing? Happy New Year.
hi, Stephen.
Yeah,
I was kind of giving a bit of a talk there, and I didn't realize you sent me the message. But yeah,
yeah,
we got there anyway, yeah.
yeah.
So hopefully going forward, you might do one or two talks for us, and in the new year.
Yeah. So like this New Year, maybe probably from next week, yeah. I think like I won't try and create like topics like I will speak about, but I'll do more of infrastructure. Yeah, and then yeah, and just see like more of Azure on-prem and then Azure also on cloud. Like the last time I was doing a presentation, we couldn't. I think we finished, but we couldn't finish. I think I will still repeat that again and see how it goes. Yeah,
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
yeah.
So Dan, do you want to give us? I can't
Sure.
wait to see this new Hey Gen, is it called?
Hey, Gen, GEN, like
Okay.
generative AI. So I can share my share a tab instead. So Chrome tab, window. That's interesting. It doesn't look like it's going to share the audio from this, but can you see my screen okay, Frank?
Not yet, no. Oh, hang on, there it is coming up there now. 1 second, I'll just add it there now.
Cool.
Add to the stage.
Okay. And this is the HeyGen interface. I became aware of this because Ali K. Miller posted on her Instagram a video and voice that was completely fake post 2 days ago. And this looked like her, it sounded like her, and was created with AI. And you can see in the lower right of her video, as well as my video that I uploaded to LinkedIn, that the HeyGen logo is included with the video. So I went out and investigated, what does this look like and how can we potentially use this? I signed up for HeyGen with a account and was able to receive some free credits. So the credits are given to you for free. And then there are different creator and business plans, even enterprise plans if you wanted to use this for your company. And from those credits, I have the ability to create videos. 1 credit equals 1 minute video. And the videos are then rounded up by 30 seconds. So I don't know if the video that I made with a transcript was longer than a minute, or if it used more credits than 1 for the first video that I created. But you can see my account over in the upper right-hand corner, and then there's the ability to create a video. And then I can also see on the left, the video kind of a example that I'm given when I sign up for an account. And then the first video that I created, that was 31 seconds. And by creating these videos, you just start with either a 30-second video that you record live in your browser, either portrait or landscape. And then when I create a video, I can decide what orientation to set up my video for. So for instance, this time, let's try a portrait video. And I haven't played around with the studio avatars or other capabilities, but I think this is just to have somebody else instead of yourself in your video. So I can bring in my instant avatar, and then I can type in what I want my script for this video to be. So I could say, welcome to the Azure and AI Show for January 13th. Frank Falvey presented on an Azure overview. And Prathap is our most recent MVP awardee. And I will use Gen AI, or what's this called? It's AGen, which uses Gen AI to create a video based on a script. And then you can play the script, which generates in my voice. You're probably not going to be able to hear this because I don't think it's sharing computer sound through the Safari tabs. I think I have to do it in Chrome. But essentially, the playing scripts would make sure that I had things typed correctly. The video that I uploaded said staring instead of starring because I missed one of the R's in starring. And only caught that after I actually uploaded the video. Didn't listen to the script in its entirety, but that's where I can make sure my script is how I want it. I can kind of watch the video here at the bottom. And then at the top right, that's where I submit. It looks like submit 4K requires additional credits, but my submit would tell me that I have a credit left, and then I'm going to use a half a credit for this video. So then I can go ahead and let this queue, and now it's going to go ahead and process the generative AI video as a portrait mode, which I could use maybe for Instagram or for other platforms like TikTok. And this will be a video with me saying what I put into that prompt or that script, as opposed to me having to say it. And so something like where I may have gotten a date wrong, or I had what I wanted to say, but it didn't say it correctly, or I want to change something, all you have to do is basically change your script, reprocess it, and then you've got a video that you can use for advertising or for business, many different uses. This was one of the final frontiers for me because video always felt like something that would maybe prove that we had gone live on the Azure and AI show and we're interacting with each other. That interaction still isn't there, right? live responses to something that's happening real time on the platform or by somebody as a guest. But certainly for some of the things that I need to do kind of leading up to a live show like this, HeyGen could certainly help me with that creation and prompting. Maybe I'm not in the same outfit, or I want to do something that kind of consistently shows my brand. This might be a way to do that as well. So I found it pretty interesting. It looks like it's still queuing my video. And then once I have the video, I can either download it, I can play it and make it public. There's a number of things you can do once that 71% gets to 100% here, hopefully shortly. Any questions from folks?
I don't think there's any questions in the chat. Is there?
Yeah, I don't see any on the LinkedIn side of things, but
I have one question.
sure.
And if you don't, I mean, by using this AI video, we have any threats in the future?
That, I think, was Ali's main point, was this could be used for good, or this could be used for something that's not necessarily meant for her creation, right? So the other option besides uploading your own video is that you could upload any video of anybody speaking. So the other thing that they had me do after uploading my video, which I recorded live, so it was me recording it, was they had me attest to the fact that the video I just uploaded was me. So if I had chosen the, grab a Azure and AI Show clip with me, or grab another video that I had done on social media or somewhere else, the next thing they have you do at HeyGen is confirm that it's actually you that was in the video and attest to the fact that you're using it. I think they only have you do that once to use the preview video to create these other videos, because it looks like the 16 seconds of my portrait video here didn't prompt me again.
Okay, so
Grace and the Bob.
Frank fell.
Any other questions?
yeah, so there's somebody has a question there: how to earn credits? Is it only through the subscription?
Yeah, so let's see. It's Adita, it looks like. Great question. It looks like the credits, so I have a half a credit left. It looks like I get credits per month, I believe. So if I paid monthly, I get 1 free credit, and the videos are up, rounded up to 30 seconds. So even though I did a 16-second video, I'm getting charged for a 30-second video, I believe. And the reset is on the beginning of each billing cycle for free. So if you use this for free, it's tied to your email account, and it's tied to a certain amount of free credits. If I find use for this, for $60 a month, I can get 30 credits and 3 instant avatars and 1 space seat, which I haven't even gotten into what these different services or things that you get are. And just starting to play around with this has been interesting. It's giving me some ideas of different places that either I could use this, the business that I work for could potentially use this, and certainly to spark those conversations similar to what Copilot is doing. Copilot Access as an MVP has given me the ability to start thinking about, what is possible for companies, especially when they're outside of a sandbox. We have a shared sandbox environment as M365 apps and services MVPs. HeyGen, same kind of thing. It's letting me kind of iterate and think about what I would use this for, how often I would use it. Would I use this with other people? The 3 instant avatars, I think, are the idea of if Frank, Prathap, and I all wanted to create avatars, I think that's where the 3 comes in. So it probably wouldn't make sense unless you had different outfits or different locations for those instant avatars to be yourself. You could create up to 3 different people with voice and, their likeness as opposed to your likeness. I'm not sure if you have options to, do different things with, different outfits or change your background yet. But I'll play around with it and let you know what I find out. Great question.
Yes, so there's another question there from Idette. Is it possible to integrate HeyGen with any other tools to either generate the text script or to create a PowerPoint slide, etc., from AI tools?
That's a great question. I know that the text script that I had to type in was something I typed live. If I had taken that from ChatGTP or I had gone into Copilot in either Word, where you just type in what you want and Word spits out the whatever it is, the welcome greeting, or an email, you could say generate an email for me. Basically, I could copy and paste a script that was already written by another generative AI tool. I could certainly at this point download my 16-second portrait video, and I could repurpose that in a PowerPoint or other AI tools. I could also use something like OBS, the Open Broadcaster software, and theoretically use that video in maybe an introduction video, or look like it's live video. On my Mac computer right now, I'm using the video camera, but if I have OBS loaded on this, I can actually trick my Mac into using that OBS video as what looks like live video. So yeah, there would be some opportunities to either use HeyGen as the start of the process, or maybe even take a video that you had produced with something else and put that into HeyGen as your reference. This, I believe that's what the instant avatars are, kind of your voice and your surroundings that other videos are generated from. Great question.
Yeah. So then, who actually owns this HeyGen thing? Is it a company?
I didn't even get that far. I got to the point of Ali, who has over 1 million followers on LinkedIn. I think she has less followers on Instagram, which I thought was funny. I figured she might be more popular on Instagram than even on the platform for LinkedIn. She's got a ton of followers, 65,000, but 1.3 million, I think, was the latest number that I saw when I looked her up on LinkedIn. So she typically talks about Gen AI. I became aware of her because she's also part of the If Then She Can campaign. And in that campaign, they made, I think it was 125 statues of women, because in STEM and STEAM disciplines, because they had looked at research that most statues around the world, not just in the United States, not just in particular countries, are of men, of males. And the mission of this project was to showcase 125 women in science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics disciplines and backgrounds, and celebrate them as statues. So that's where I became aware of her. I've been following her since. She's a national ambassador for the
STEM.
that group, and that's where I became aware of her. So I haven't done the research on who owns HeyGen or if this is a new company. I did tag the company page, so that's probably where I'll do some research on, who's the CEO. And I think the first video that I got when I came up here, Joshua is the CEO of HeyGen. So he did like an introduction to kind of explain the process of creating it. I didn't even watch that video. I just kind of jumped in with the text description of what you should and shouldn't do. to make my 30-second video to generate the other videos. Great questions, everybody.
So it looks like it's a company all on its own, because this Joshua is the CEO of HeyGen.
Yeah, but more details on, like, when they founded it, or anything else, I haven't had a chance to research just yet.
Okay, cool. But I'd say the regulation around it would have to be fairly strict, because
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That attestation that they had me produce seems like the first step in maybe confirming that I'm uploading my likeness, and it was a video that was required. So if I had, let's say I uploaded you, Frank, I upload a picture of you or a video of you, the attestation would be pretty evident that I am not you. But I don't know if there'd be an easy way to fake that, because you're reading an attestation too, as opposed to here where I'm just typing in what I say. The video that I used as an example, I spoke about whatever I wanted to, but the attestation, I had to say that I am this person. I give, release to use my likeness in these videos. There certainly would still be ways to fake that. Like, deep fakes have been around for a while for video. But I think they're taking those first kind of safety steps with HeyGen to take a look at, that it is me that's uploading video, and then wanting to create other videos. And then, if I misspell words, I'm saying the wrong thing. Hopefully I get my spelling correct next time.
Yeah. So is there the terms and conditions then, or they must be extensive, I'd say, are they, to do with this?
Yeah, when I signed up, I don't recall if there was even, like a terms and conditions type thing. There definitely was a process to sign up. So it set up my account, I set up a password. I don't remember if there were terms and conditions at the very beginning, but there was certainly this attestation that it was me that was using the service. I believe for this, I set it up on my phone. So when I signed in, I may have used one of the connected accounts, either Facebook, Apple, I think were choices, and maybe Google. So that's the other thing. Like, with a lot of these new services, StreamYard, perfect example. I've been really happy with StreamYard because I never set up a password, and I never had to connect it to another account if I didn't choose. They always send you from the identity that you choose a code to log into StreamYard. So I have no forgot password issue. I may have I don't have access to my email issue in the future, but as long as I can get into my email, I can get these little codes to log into StreamYard.
Okay, so Idet has loads of questions for us. So this seems a great use case for content creators. Would you recommend any other areas this could be thought of? Let's say if I am helping any customer that needs hand holding with migration to Azure, or making use of Azure Copilot, or any other use case for that matter.
Yeah, that's great
Hello?
comment. The one thing that I noticed about HeyGen, and I haven't had enough time to play around, was the vocal variety that it chose for me reading, or even Ali reading. Didn't seem to emphasize things, didn't seem to have a lot of expressiveness in the voice. It sounds like me, but it sounds like me being very flat, not excited about what I'm saying. So for short things like, hey, join us for today's Azure and AI show, it might be a perfect use case, not having to get dressed up or get back to, my dining room backdrop that I use a lot on this show. If the video is already created, I just type in what I want to say, for January 20th, here's the guests we have or what we're doing. and it becomes an exercise in typing as opposed to recording a video ahead of time. For the use cases you talk about, Aditya, I'm not sure if I would use this for like a customer or for training. I do training as a technical trainer. I don't think it's going to replace those kind of use cases, at least in the short term, but it'll be interesting to see what the future holds.
Yeah, it's
That's
kind
what I've got for today, Frank, unless we want to, happy to delve into other areas if we have time. Let me know.
sure, that'd be great. So Prathap,
Yes, Frank.
uh, your MVP, congratulations again.
Yeah.
Could you kind of tell us what you think was your big thing to get you through to the MVP status, and a bit of advice for some people on their MVP track?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much, each and everyone who behind me, and special thanks to Dan. So who nominate? I mean, will be nominated me. So I actually asked to only first. I asked Dan only because so I contributed from last 2.5 year onwards to this community. So doing this such activities like Azure services to. So I know the lots of students and lots of tech enthusiasts are interested in this MVP program, and so they are willing to learn about the new technologies. So that's why I want to teach them more about the these technologies and everything. So I don't know exactly how this I swear on that, but I don't know exactly about this MVP program. After 1.5 year onwards, so one of the technical expert in the cognizant, so he told me that Prathap, there is an event called Microsoft Most Valuable Program. So you are more enthusiast with the latest technologies. You are teaching and you are doing the live sessions, your presentations, everything is good. So please, once you have been nominated for the MVP program, the Microsoft wants to give you the some lots of benefits, and you are one of them. I mean, one in out of 100 or everything. So feel free to connect with them. You have to contribute yourself to the Microsoft community. That is a great place to explore yourself as a individual person or a group by the group and everything. So they told me like that, but apart from that, after I'm 100%, I'm not believe that I'm getting the MVP this time. So after Dan is nominated me, so he told me that Pratap, you have been in the lots of categories. I don't know whether you are getting, that is not discouraging. He told me that the MVP team is only they are selecting the persons in the only two particular categories only, but my contributions on approximately 10 plus services I given my contributions, but I'm not believing that. But after that, within the 5 weeks or 10 weeks, I'm giving the contributions, and most of the my contributions on OpenAI and machine learning only. But my special thanks to the global MVP team who recognized me my contributions towards the OpenAI and machine learning. It is, and one more thing, I'm the youngest MVP holder from the India and Asia as well. So I'm very very happy for that, because within 23 years, boy, will achieve this one, and my family members, my friends, and everyone happy about this MVP program and everything. But I'm really thankful to you, Dan. So your nomination will give you the immense pleasure for me.
You're welcome. This process is something that's not necessarily, even when we get it, we're not necessarily privy to, they tell you what you were nominated in, and they tell you if you get it, what you were awarded, like your category and your contributions. Somebody asked me last year at the MVP summit, which you get invited to, and it happens in March, or at least it's traditionally happened in March. It's happening in March this year. Somebody asked me when I was sitting in a PowerPoint session, because you get invited to the sessions as an MVP. They asked if I was a PowerPoint MVP, and I said, I honestly don't know, because a lot of my contributions are either in PowerPoint or Microsoft Teams or both, because I do a lot with both of those Microsoft 365 apps. And I do, the service might be PowerPoint Designer, or, things in PowerPoint that connect to a service. And then obviously Teams is a service that is delivered as both an app and a service. So I told them, quite honestly, I don't know. I'm on their distribution list for PowerPoint, but I don't think I'm officially recognized as a PowerPoint MVP at this point. And your contributions are something that you have to fill in. So Prathap, I'm sure you, as part of the nomination process, did you see the high impact and have to mark certain things as high impact?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's new.
So
as
24 is the high impact.
Yeah, that's new as of August. So Frank, I don't remember, did you go through both the old process and the new process of nomination?
Yeah, the old one and the new one. I suppose under the high impact one, I put in myself and Matthew. We kind of organized an all-day event in Microsoft in Dublin.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was in April, wasn't it?
That was in April, yeah. So we had a lot of work to do there, and plus having to drive from Cork up to Dublin, so that took 6 o'clock in the morning and until 8 o'clock at night before we got back. So I would have classed that as being a high impact.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's interesting because I think why they introduced that was Matthew, as an example, I know maxed out the amount of contributions that you could submit with his MVP nomination. He had every single person he mentored, every single, award and certification listed separately. And I believe what they may have realized was, if I put in, let's say, 16 high impact, really visible types of things, but somebody else puts in 100, that might still be, visible and important to put in. Reviewing 100 contributions is much more difficult than reviewing, 15, 20, a smaller number.
Yeah.
So I think with the high impact, they're allowing us to put in whatever we want, document your year as an MVP, or document your prior year as a nominee, but tell us what's, the things that you've done that are most high impact, either as events or even as shows. You could put in the show still, but you probably wouldn't want to use, or you'd run out, right? Because we do this weekly. We can't put in shows.
So they just have 20. Was it 24 that you had to put in, or 16?
24 you can mark as high impact. So that's, you do the math, that's
high
2 a month, right?
That is the maximum amount that you have to put into the high impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one more thing is that we are happy about Rachel also got MVP this time.
Rachel.
Yeah, she's So I think she's also one of the member in our Azure AI team.
Yeah, Rachel got it this month. There were quite a few. Jonathan Weaver. I spent like half a day combing through everybody's announcements and everything else, and I got on a call with my boss, Sharon Weaver, and she said, "You saw Jonathan got his MVP." I had totally missed his Twitter announcement. I was searching for MVP buzz, looking through tons and tons of posts and the latest hashtags, and I either didn't go far enough back to see Jonathan's, or just missed it. And Jonathan Weaver got his M365 apps and services. He did a ton of public speaking on Microsoft Whiteboard. So I don't know if he's officially a Microsoft Whiteboard MVP. What they, the category they put that under was Microsoft Teams. because whiteboard ties into Teams meetings, and typically that's, if it's not an in-person conference, he's probably using Teams as the technology to use whiteboard or integrate whiteboard into.
Yeah.
And is
Even though I'm
it every month
yes, Frank.
or is it every quarter that they're going to have it?
Good question. I have not spoken to either Sharon or other MVPs that might know. Sharon is both an MVP in Microsoft 365 apps and services. She's also a regional director. So I know Matthew and I had spoken last year about regional director, and I told him I don't even know that much about it, but I know somebody that does. And I researched that. To become a regional director, you have to be nominated by a regional director, or I think it might be a Microsoft employee. It's a much smaller group that can even consider you for nomination for regional director. Sharon had been a regional director and then became an MVP after that. So she may be aware of, what they're doing from a standpoint of cadence. It used to be once a month on the 1st. The 1st of January came and went, and I wasn't sure if they were going to do January announcements. And Prathap, like you said, I'm assuming the day that email came out wasn't something you were expecting.
Yeah. So actually, after in the 9th of the January, and me and my colleagues and one of my mentor and everyone having the lunch at 12 p.m. So I'm really surprised. So I got the notification from the Outlook. So you congratulations on MVP award. Um, is this real or not? I just checked at least 10 times in a while. So after that, I realized I got the MVP on OpenAI and a machine learning platform. I just come out of the office and shouted like a roaming like a dog. I'm really shouting very very loudly. So after the getting the MVP, so I'm so that is the thing. So I'm from the this year that too. The first thing I love from the Microsoft is that this is the award from the Microsoft I'm getting. So you and me, Frank, and everyone is the passionate about passionating about the MVP. So they recognize in me. So when we get that most valuable professional award means that that happiness we can't control, right?
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
definitely. So Mohammed is saying, "Hi guys, how you doing,
Hey,
Mohammed?
Mohammed.
Hi, Mama.
We'll have to get you to join us some evening there, Mohammed, if you're on."
And he is also planning to come along with us to join at 12:30 a.m. and every event. Also, he wants to participate about this Azure AI Show.
Great.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great. He could. He's got his new book out now about
yeah.
what's
Yeah.
the title of it, Dan? Do you know?
I
Journey of artificial intelligence.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
I reviewed his previous book because he asked Frank and I to write a foreword for the new book. So I wanted to check out what the old book was about. And I think it was a practice exam book. And
yeah.
then,
It's age at 900 practice 100 practice
thank you.
questions.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then the new one was generative AI, right? Like more general, but specific to
Mm.
use cases under Azure, I believe. So I told him I tried to download it from my phone and it didn't download, but I'll have to download it from a computer and take a look at it.
Okay,
So
cool.
congrats on the new book.
So is it for sale
Yeah.
or is
I think it's a free download.
No,
free
no,
download?
no. It's
Oh,
free of cost.
Yeah.
So everyone has to
Yeah, it's
very
a
access that
PDF, right?
download.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
free
free.
book. That's very good. That's
Yeah,
great for the community.
definitely. And
Yeah.
C
So
Sharp Corner is where he has the book, right, Pratap?
yes, yes, a C shop corner only. So that is
Have you?
also that community also given the MVP to if you want to contribute in articles and blogs and so whatever it may be. That is also a great platform to contribute everything. I think so. Me and Muhammad Azharuddin got the MVP at the same time in the month of July. So we are contributing lots of time, and so after that I stopped. But Azhar continuously contributing about these articles and this books as well. So that we are also happy about him because of his consistency towards the writing the books and everything. So I think today evening we discussed about. So I'm also completed one small book about this journey of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I need to ask that the portfolio, how can we, set up everything and everything. So he guided me about this, how to write the books and everything. So probably the month of February, I released one book, my first book about the journey of artificial intelligence and the machine learning and open AI modules.
Cool.
Dan, do you have a link that we can share on the screen there where people can actually download it?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that up real quick here.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think I've got it on my phone. That might be the easiest place to find it.
That she, Azhar book, Muhammad Azhar book.
Yeah, Mohammed's book. his
Muhammad's
new
book, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have the link there,
Yeah, 1 second.
Prathap?
I will like to.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. 1 second.
Yeah, I've got it too. I've got, I think, his post, a link to his post that I can put out.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I just added it as a grabbed Muhammad's
Oh, yeah, yeah.
post to us, just copied and pasted it.
Okay, trying to show it there on the screen.
Hmm.
Wants to see it there on LinkedIn post.
Yeah, and then that has a link to the book on C#. So if you don't have an account on C# Corner, you create an account, and then once you have an account on the phone, I figured I could download the book, but it didn't download on my phone.
Okay.
That even though that Shishap Corner, Shishap Corner CEO is a regional director and he's in the MVP program at 20 years.
Cool.
So after that, he recently stopped about this MVP program, but he's before that he's I don't know. From 2002 onwards, he's the MVP guy.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we could get some more folks from C# Corner to come on as guests, maybe explain the MVP program they've established, because that was the other thing that I've always talked to Frank and Matthew and others about is, recognition can come in different phases or even in different ways. So the MVP program is either you're in or you're out. There is no there's no formal hey, I was nominated for many awards. There's recognition in just being nominated for something. With the MVP award, unless you choose to share that you were nominated, there is no hey, I've been nominated for something that's this unique and this this special. So I know Matthew probably last year established the most valuable contributor for Journey to the Cloud, to recognize people that had come on more than once for Journey to the Cloud, which was our monthly show. And in 2022, we used to do that more frequently, Frank. So, I think that's another thing to maybe think about, is ways that we could come up with ways to recognize our contributors, whether or not they're MVPs, whether or not they've been nominated. Maybe showcase that, they've been on the show for more than once, or that they're returning, or even give, a badge for, hey, I'm a first time caller type thing,
Yeah, that's great. I'd like to mention there and thank the people there that worked on the newsletter.
Yeah, true.
There's some was looking at it there. A lot of work put in there.
Yeah, Roxana does a lot of work on that, and then Teresa really started the new template for the newsletter for Journey to the Cloud.
So thanks, Roxanne, and thanks, Teresa, for great work. Appreciate it. So listen, guys, we're up on the hour, and if anybody has anything for next week that they want to present, just reach out to me, and we're looking for speakers all the time. So thanks again, and congratulations once more, Prathap, on the MVP. So we'll be back here at the same time next week for the Azure and AI Show.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And those who are from India, those who are watching, so happy Pongal. So there is a one Indian festival is there. Happy Pongal. Bye
Is it today?
and Happy New Year.